Shalom again. We're going to continue with the Ezekiel study. We're in Ezekiel chapter 3 now. And Ezekiel has been given this scroll. He is told by the Father to eat the scroll, fill your bowels with this scroll. And we talked a little bit last time about what does his eating of the scroll signify. And what it signified was, first, the prophet has to digest the message before he can be sent to the people to give the people the message. And we also talked about last time that he wasn't sent to strangers. Ezekiel was sent to his own people. This is an extremely important message for our time. We're always looking for something from God from somewhere else. What God has for us, He's already put in the midst of us. And the basic thing that God has for us is the understanding that we need to get right with Him and be in tune with Him. So the people who are sent to God's people to give that message are impotent, they're hard-hearted, and that's one of the reasons why God has to send His prophets to them. And in verse 8 of chapter 3, he says, "Behold, I have made your face and forehead just as strong as theirs." And putting that in our vernacular, you got hard-headed, you got knuckleheads that I'm going to be sending you to, but don't worry about that because your head is just as hard as theirs, and your spirit is just as strong as theirs. So don't be afraid of your own people. Be bold. And don't be afraid of how they're looking at you, because the reason that they're looking at you that way is because you're bringing something to them that they don't want to hear. So everything I tell you, Ezekiel, and everything that I speak to you, first of all, you have to receive it in your own heart and hear it in your own ears. And then you can go to those who are being captive or in captivity and speak to them. And so whether they listen to you or whether they don't listen to you, that's not up to you. Your job is to bring the message. And in 2017, that's the job of any person of God that God has appointed to live in accordance with His will rather than our own will. This is the last time. So the job of any Christian, Ezekiel was a priest, but if you have read your New Testament, you know that God has made the church a kingdom of priests and kings.